Hey guys, my name is Zach St. Clair. I am the writer and lead actor of the film Mission First, Marines Always. I'm here with my good friend, Eli. Here to talk about veteran experience. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm great.
Good.
Talking to veterans, talking to military
one of
folks.
those.
You are one.
Yeah.
For the folks at home, explain your rank, your job in the military, what branch of service, all that kind of good stuff.
It's a two-parter.
Two-parter.
So I joined the Army in 2013, and I joined as a carpenter, which is a 12 whiskey. So I built stuff, tried to build stuff, and failed at building some stuff. And then did one combat deployment to Iraq, Syria, and around that little area. And then I got out of the Army for about 12 hours, and I was like, man, I'm going to join back up. So I joined the Air Force instead for another 4 years.
Switch
so I did
sides.
12 altogether.
Okay.
Yeah. And in the Air Force, I was an air transport specialist. So we were
Okay.
guys who loaded the planes with the big, like, flat trucks and stuff. And then I was a staff sergeant when I got out.
Nice. So what does a combat deployment look like for a carpenter? 'Cause that's my first question.
Fair. We were the guys who went in with special forces to build their bases.
Ah.
So like all of the HESCO barriers and stuff, which is like a big burlap sack with mud so that bullets don't go through it. We build all that. We clear like the area. And then, we just live in crappy little tents with no air conditioning.
In my mind, I see you building like a nice side table for the base.
That's
or
the first thing I did at NIFA, actually.
You build a furniture.
Yeah, we had this assignment that was like, do something that will, like, if somebody is bothering you, it'll annoy you while you're doing it. It was in Kathy's class. And I was like, all right, I had no clue what to do. I don't want to do a puzzle because I'm bad at puzzles. So I went to Home Depot and I got a couple 2x4s and had them cut them, and I brought them into class and I built the table for that exercise. It's a good time.
That's good. So you're in the Army, get out, join the Air Force. How did you go from Air Force to acting? Is that a big jump?
No, I mean, I had always wanted to be an actor, right? Joining the military was like the way to set myself up to do that. And that was the intention. I spent like a summer with my uncle at Fort Lewis McChord. He was the chief of staff. And he kind of got me to join the Army instead of the Navy. And then from there, I was just waiting until I could get the GI Bill and then afford to go to school.
So the plan the whole time was long-term, going to go to school,
Yep.
become an actor.
Yeah.
But then you stuck around with the Air Force because you were enjoying that.
No,
were having fun with it?
enjoying is a very strong word.
You were tolerating it.
Yeah, well, so I joined this unit and they were
3 square meals a day, man. It's hard to be. Free place to live.
we've got a deployment coming up, and I was in debt, a lot of credit card debt. So I was like, I can use that to pay this off. And then I actually, so it was the Air Force Reserves. So I was able to
okay.
deploy while I was at NIFA.
Nice.
And then I just paid off all my credit card debt and
yeah.
was able to be somewhat debt free.
And now you're here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You're acting. I've seen you do several plays. Any projects that are super exciting that you've done?
Yeah, so we just did this play last night. We did 2 shows in one day for my first time ever. And it's called Convention 1944, which is directed by my friend Danny Roscoe. And a few of a NIFA teacher actually got me into it, David Robinette, and I brought Eric Margato into it, another veteran, and Jose, who's not a veteran, but he's fun. And we just did that last night. It's a retelling of Democratic National Convention of 1944, which is when they elected Truman to be vice president instead of Wallace under FDR.
Yes, I have seen the play.
Yes.
You were very funny in it and very serious. I also know that you have done some commercial work as well. You did a USAA commercial?
No,
or
I
what
did a
was the
VA commercial.
VA.
Yeah, and it was print, and I got to learn how to play pickleball.
Pickleball.
Yeah, for the commercial. Ooh,
Big muscles, useful for pickleball.
big heart.
Speaking of your big muscles, you did competitive weightlifting for the Army, yes?
Yeah, not for the Army. We did MWR events when I was
Okay.
overseas. So I did a powerlifting competition. My first one, I came in 3rd. And then I did the 1,200-pound club when I was at the UAE.
Heck yeah.
I'm still broken from it. So
Super cool though. I've seen your Instagram. You're putting up some big weight. That's good. So talking about transitioning to acting and that process, are there skills that you learned while in the Army and Air Force that set you up well for life as an actor in LA?
Yeah, big time. The biggest one is probably because I don't believe you can be an actor without empathy. And the biggest one was empathy because, like, I'm from West Virginia. It's an all-white, very red area. There's not a lot of empathy around where I'm from. It's a very, like, small, closed-minded town. So whenever I joined the Army and I was able to meet people who were from different cultures, it was an eye-opening experience, which was great. And then when I deployed, especially to Syria, meeting the locals there was honestly the best experience of my entire military career. We were building them housing at some points. It was a connection across like cultural borders. There were a lot of language barriers, but we were teaching them how to use our heavy equipment and everything. And I think that empathy that I learned from that, from seeing the situations other people are in, was just, it was life-changing.
Yeah, and you meet people when you're in the military who have been through crazy stuff. Sometimes you meet people who grew up with gang violence or domestic violence situations, or I met a guy in recruit training who was going through withdrawals because he had been addicted to substances before he joined the military.
Right.
So you meet people from all walks of life, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, you have to work together with these people and go on a deployment.
Yeah, you learn to get along with people. When I joined, it was in a very red area too. So you learn to put certain things aside to accomplish the mission. And it's just such a good skill to have. But aside from that, I think also the military gave me more of a work ethic than I had, for sure. I was very lazy in high school. And I don't think that I would have been able to do any of the jobs that I had outside of the military, from like construction to security to police, without that work ethic that I learned from basic training.
Yeah, and as an actor, you have to have the work ethic.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're not going to work. Well, cool, man. That's awesome. One of the things we've been asking some of the veterans who have come on is we're asking if you could give yourself some advice back in the day, either when you were in the military, before you were in the military. What advice or life lessons would you want to convey or that you've learned?
I think that I had a lot of wasted opportunities in the military. I originally got accepted to Norwich University, which was a very...
It's a military academy.
Yes, a very prestigious one, and I just didn't take it seriously. You know, I had decided at some point that I didn't want to be an officer.
Why are you gesturing to me?
Well, you know.
I did both. I enlisted, and then I did the officer thing. He went, officers.
Yeah.
Who are awful.
Often.
Gestures to Zach.
Yes. And I decided that, you know, I wanted to have, when I became an NCO, I wanted to have a direct effect on the people, and I always felt that officers are more of like a more of an overreaching.
Macro.
Yes. Macro versus micro. But yeah, I wish that I had stayed in that school. I think my experience would have been a lot different. But the advice I would give myself is just don't pass up on the opportunity. Say yes when you can.
I wasn't recording.
No! Are you kidding me?
Sorry.
Said no all the time in the military, so I got voluntold to do all the time. Yeah, but and learn all you can too. I got licensed on all sorts of vehicles. Actually, kind of a funny story. But when I was in Syria, I learned how to drive a forklift, right? And we had one of the ones with this extendo arm that you pull the lever to the side, it goes out now and now. And we're rearranging the bomb yard, which is what we call it, where we placed our building materials. So I pick the pallet up and I go to move it over, and we're at shift change. So there's a safety meeting going on right over here. And I'm in the back with this pallet. And I drive up, and these fence posts are a lot heavier than they look. And when you extend the arm on a forklift out, you lose a lot of the balance. So I'm extending it, I'm extending it, I'm extending it. And as I notice that all of a sudden the ground is getting further away. So this is the arm and this is me. And I'm just noticing that I'm going, I was freaking out. So I'm like smashing the brake for some reason, thinking that'll help. And there's a safety meeting. Nobody's noticed yet. And I'm fully like this. So I didn't know what else to do. So I pull the arm back in and it just goes, whoosh, and everybody just turns around and looks, and I'm like, and then I got yelled at. It was a good time.
Then you got yelled at. But that you were talking about having that ability to just say yes to things and learn as much as you can. You're one of the best actors, I think, at just being open to opportunities to stuff like that. When someone's like, I've got a play, I need you to come do a thing for my short film, you say yes, and you meet people, you socialize with people, you learn things, you network. There's a lot of really tangible positives.
Yeah, it's how we met. Actually.
Yeah. At NIFA, making friends, going to plays, that's really cool.
It's fun. I think that as an actor, you should want to support other actors. I feel like there's a weird attitude where people think it's all a competition, and none of this. Like, it shouldn't be a competition. It's to be collaborative. It's fun. If you don't get a part, it's probably just because you weren't right for the part. It's a very simple. There's no, it's got to be me or him. And I really believe that you should try and uplift each other. That's why I try to give, like, you know, when I do plays, I try and bring the other people onto it. So I think it's a growing experience that everybody should really feel.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, before we let you go, we have a quick game that we want to play with you. There are some military phrases and acronyms and things in this Kevlar. We want you to pull some of the names out, and then try to explain to the people at home what they are, what they mean, any stories that you've got associated with them.
Okay.
Just see how many you can get.
All right. It's going to be awkward.
I'm good?
Mess up the first one, yeah.
I think you'll be all right.
We'll see.
You can get some. Dive on in.
Voluntold.
You just used this in a sentence.
I did.
Seconds ago.
I said no all the time in the military, so I got voluntold to do all the time. I remember the first time I was voluntold to do something, and it was when I learned you don't ask questions either. We were in South Dakota, and we were doing like a war games at the Custer National Park. One of my NCOs comes up and he goes, "Hey, we need 2 people for ECP duty." And I was like, "What is ECP?" She goes, "I need 1 person for ECP duty." Yes. I was like, oh.
She said, boom, gotcha.
So learn that one quick. It's entry control point. Yeah.
It's not an exciting job. It's literally like gate guard duty.
Yeah.
So-
Nut to butt. You're familiar with this, I assume.
Very familiar. Marines love standing nut to butt.
I didn't mean the Marines, but yeah.
Emotional damage.
But this was we actually did this in the chow hall line the most
yes.
often was and you fold the tray up so that your pelvis can be
Yes.
directly into the guy's.
Elbows at a 90-degree angle.
Yep. And it's just you get comfortable.
It's economic.
Yeah, it's economic. It's
You're close.
Save space. Save space.
Safe spaces.
Lots of space. Blue Falcon. This is a buddy.
Blue Falcon. That's a good
Blue
one.
Falcon is somebody who will absolutely fuck over the friend for any sort of recognition or, it's anything. And it's the people that like snitch on you and do some fun, Nobody likes a Blue Falcon.
We don't like Blue Falcon.
Don't be a Blue Falcon.
Yep.
Raft. So this is a good one.
You've some stuff.
I have indeed, yes, a lot actually. When we were in Syria, there was a point where we couldn't get any fresh food in because the runway was flooded, and so all we had were MREs. So what we would do is we would sneak into the Connex at night, and we would go through the boxes and we would find all the good ones. Chicken chunks was my favorite. I don't know why. It was.
With the buffalo sauce?
Yeah, bro. Oh my god.
That's a good one, yeah.
And it's when you go in and you just kind of like. I actually used this at the play the other day too because I put a pack of gum out and people my gum. But yeah, you go out, you pick in all the good shit, and you leave all the bad stuff.
It's to pick all the stuff like a rat.
Yes, literally like a.
Went through the MREs.
Yeah.
And you'll take all the candy and stuff,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
they're like, why are all these, the awful, like, tortellina vegan, whatever the hell.
Where's the chili mac?
Yeah, not a chili mac inside.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good one. Try to get like 1 or 2 more.
All right. Bert and Ernie style. Is this the same as Barney style?
Yes.
Okay. It's when
Similar
you,
concept.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the other word I was thinking of, but it's when you break it down really simple for people of
Certain intelligence levels.
intelligence levels. Yeah. That's
Bert and Ernie,
Bert and Ernie.
Sesame Street,
Barney style for
Barney.
people that are toddlers in human
Yes.
adult form.
or Marines.
Or
for sure.
Marines. Yeah, actually, usually. Half right. Huh.
You know this one, right? It's an armyism. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I don't know about this. But it's just you're about to get smoked. You're gonna have to do push-ups. You get the half right face, and then you, boop. Usually somebody's like boots will smash onto your hands while you're doing it, which is always really fun because nobody can space correctly, especially in the army. But
And then your hands are broken.
yeah, and it's awesome, especially when
Excellent.
you work with them. Yeah,
That was a good one, man.
yeah, it was fun.
Thank you, Elijah, for coming through,
Thank
hanging out with us. This was great. Learned a lot about you, learned a lot about the military. We're going to be posting some more content like this for Mission First Marines Always, and really appreciate you, my guy.
Good, of course.
Awesome job. Well, thank you guys so much. Bye.